Hey bro, I know what kind of problems you face when you want to show that romantic interest to the girl. तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम friend zone में फंस जाओगे. You think that you're not sure whether the girl is going to reciprocate in a positive manner. Or maybe you think that you don't have any experience, you don't know how to express yourself in a way where the girl accepts it and it's a positive response. Or मेरे साथ जो हुआ था, I hope that didn't happen with you. When I was in 10th grade, I sort of tried to tell a girl that I really liked her and she dismissed it. And it was a joke in front of the whole school. That gave me a past trauma जिसकी वजह से मैं आगे जाके life में I was not able to express myself initially and it was a very hard journey for me. But whatever I learned, I'm going to share with you. But first, I want you to see exactly what kind of problems people face when they're talking to a completely new girl and trying to tell her that they actually like her.
Why don't we exchange information?
Sorry.
No, why not?
I don't know. Would you like to have some coffee?
No.
If you're not getting late.
Anyways, I got to go. I got to meet my friend. But why don't we exchange information and we can get in touch later?
Right.
So let's talk about the only right way that you need to learn to show that romantic interest to a girl where it's taken in a positive manner. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Arunav and I help men like yourself get into a fulfilling relationship that you deserve. So if you're single, consider clicking the subscribe button. So today we're going to talk about how to show intent the right way. Now the right way is when you actually spark sexual interest from the opposite side. A lot of you guys texted me or commented that you want a video diving deep into how to show intent. So once you understand all of this, you're going to be well aware on how to show romantic interest to a girl in a way where she positively reciprocates to you. Now the first thing you need to understand is casual conversations kill attraction. Iska kya matlab hai? Now when you're having a casual conversation, which is a very basic pattern conversation, like you're asking questions like, how are you, what do you do, what's your name? All of this is extremely casual and all of this sort of kills attraction because it does not give that space for attraction to grow. So how do you keep the conversation spark alive? Now, a lot of you guys think that, okay, fun is the way to go. You know, I should have a lot of banter with her. I should have a lot of fun. It should be a very casual conversation, but you need to understand, you need to go from fun to talk to actually must meet. Now, how do you do that? By adding emotional depth to your conversation. Now, how do you add emotional depth? If you're talking about sharing your stories which has an emotional meaning to you, you're automatically more inclined, more passionate, and there's an emotional depth to that conversation. Now, once you're sharing something that's personal and that's meaningful to you, the girl is definitely going to listen to you. She's going to think that if she doesn't listen to you, she can come off as a bit rude as well. So it hooks the other person, and not only because it has emotional meaning to you, but because you're adding that emotional depth to that conversation. Because you're talking about things that you're passionate about. And there's a law of state transference which states that the moment you're talking to the girl and you're uplifted and you're feeling more positive while talking to her, she's gonna feel emotions at a same level. Not similar emotions, but at a same level. She's gonna feel positive while talking to you. So you need to add emotional depth to your conversations, and that is what is missing. And I'm gonna teach you exactly the 4 methods that you can show intent, but you need to understand, even after showing intent, if you don't add emotional depth, the conversation is going to be a casual conversation which is going to kill attraction. So next, you need to forget automatic response questions, guys. This is very important. You're going out, you're talking, hey, how are you? I'm fine. All of that is good. So I have these key things that I've sort of trained, I've built routines on that, is how to respond to an automatic question, because you always need to break the pattern. Now, when you're talking to strangers, if you want to hook their attention, the best thing to do is breaking that pattern, because once you break a pattern of an automatic conversation, for example, if you're at a bar, you go up to a girl and you're like, hey, how are you? And the girl says something obnoxious, it's gonna catch you off guard and you're gonna be hooked to that conversation, you're gonna be more attentive. So that's what you need to do, is you need to break that automatic response. So if someone asks you, how are you? I would say like enjoying simple pleasures of life. That is something, breaking these automatic response questions. So stay away from automatic response questions. Instead, you can give a direct compliment. That makes a lot of difference, because when you're giving a direct compliment, aap do cheezein kar rahe ho. First, you're telling the girl that you're interested in her. Second, you're also telling the girl why you're there, and she knows exactly what to expect. So the conversation is going to go, it's going to set the right premise for the conversation, which we're going to talk about. But one thing you need to know when you're giving a direct compliment is you just need to show enough intent that gets you across as not a needy guy, but a guy who desires the girl a little bit without losing control. That's what a lot of people do, is they lose control when they're showing intent. So you cannot lose control, guys. That's one of the major things over here, because that is the problems that the beginners face, and we're going to get to that, the advanced stages of social skills development and how you can actually develop from a beginner to an advanced guy. So stick till the end. Conversations without the right framing goes nowhere. So I had these 2 clients on a boot camp, and I want to share the story of this client. He's 45-year-old gentleman, right? And this guy came to the boot camp and he's like, hey man, I cannot approach these 22-year-old girls. They're so attractive. I'm a 45-year-old guy. It's going to be weird. They're 25, 26 years old. And, I'm just scared. I've never done this before. I have less experience with women. I'm like, listen, let me just show you how it's done. learn how it's done, and when you're going to do it, your beliefs are going to break automatically. So I just need you to be open-minded. Now, this guy was open-minded. I have his review. It's going to be over here. I'm going to attach a link over here so you can check it out. So this guy was open-minded. He ended up on the first day, he had all these beliefs. On the second day, he went out on first instant date and then the second instant date because now he knows how to do it. Now, once he understood how to do it and he was talking to the girls, and then he realized that, hey man, I've achieved so much in life. I'm 45-year-old, I've done so much, and these girls, they have not done a lot in their lives. So why am I afraid to talk to them? So that was the belief shift that got to him. And I'm going to talk about exact belief shifts that you need before showing intent the right way. But that was the belief shift that got to him, and his bootcamp experience was wonderful after that. Not only his bootcamp experience, but after that, he went to Mumbai where he lived, and he had a major good experience in dating over there. He was going out, approaching people. And for me, it was also belief breaking because initially, I had this limiting belief that if a 45-year-old guy is approaching, probably he might not get results. But that bootcamp sort of break my own limiting belief as well. And that guy got really good results. He got 2 instant dates over the program. So if you're feeling like your intent and your interest is just one-sided, you're making this power play mistake. And this is the major power play mistake that you're making, is basically you're doing direct declaration that you actually like the girl. Now, what is direct declaration? You need to understand that you need to avoid direct declaration at any cost, because women want a guy they can win over. They don't want a guy who submits that easily. And that is the major problem. People think, oh, I'm learning this game philosophy, these social skills, and this is for me to get the woman. So I need to chase more women to get them. But that's a beginner level, right? Because you're struggling to show intent, and we're going to talk about that. But that's not what it is. Basically, it's to make you a more attractive man, and it's not for the woman. Once you actually become a more attractive man, naturally, all these women start chasing you. So that is the level you want to get at, which is the most advanced level when it comes to social skills. But a lot of people don't reach there because they are always giving in their emotions. So you need to have a good control over your emotions as well. Now, that being said, let me tell you the 4 methods. The only 4 methods that you need to show intent. Now, once you know about these 4 methods, there's no video that you need to watch. If you just do these 4 methods properly, you're going to get a good result. So the first method is showing intent to check attraction. It's called soft intent, right? You're just showing a soft interest to see where the girl is at, where she's emotionally at. Does she have interest in you or not? Now, how do you do that? You just give her a soft compliment like, hey, you're kind of interesting. Now, these are the 4 levels I go through with each girl that I'm meeting. It all depends on how the conversation is going and how I'm going to shift my level from one to another. So soft intent goes first. And once you give the soft intent, you look how she's responding to that soft intent. If she's responding in a positive manner, that means you're good to go towards the next step, which is push and pull. Now, a lot of you guys have mentioned that you guys want a video on push and pull. If you really want that, comment over here and I'll make sure to do that next video. So push and pull is a technique that works really well on women. It's called the art of being hot and cold. Now, what you're doing over here is you're showing a little bit of interest, but then you're also showing that you're not completely interested. So something like, you're cute, but I'm not sure if you're fun. Now, all of this really builds that attraction because the woman is thinking, is he interested in me or is he not? The more thought she has about you, the more likely chances of building attraction. So all of these methods are going to sort of help you make her obsessed, and that's why they work so well. Now, the third one is a disqualifier. You're trouble, but I can't trust you yet. Now, this shows that you're not the guy who's selling himself. And 95% of the people outside, I think about 99% of the men outside, they're trying to sell themselves. They're trying to chase the woman to get the woman, and they act like the woman is the prize. They don't act like the prize. So once you actually add a disqualifier, which means that you're checking whether the woman is good enough for you or not, this shows that you're not like 99% of the other men who's chasing women, all right? So this sort of separates you from the other guys, and it sort of improves your value in her eyes. Now, the third thing is implication. And this is mostly indirectly suggesting interest. You're not directly suggesting interest, because remember what I told you, avoid direct declaration at any cost. The moment you directly declare that you like a girl, it's over. Because she knows that you're in a power position, and she also knows that you're a guy who's going to be there at any cost. So you lose your value. So implication basically means that you have this amazingly calm vibe. I feel really calm when I'm around you. So this is again a very subtle, indirect way of telling her that you enjoy her presence. But you're not telling her that you like her, you're not telling her that you love her, you're not telling her anything else. Now with this, I want to also talk about the advanced social skill development. Because this is going to help you at a basic level, but there are advanced levels that you can reach with this. So if you're a beginner, what I've seen generally, even in my journey, when I was a beginner, I struggled to show intent because I always used to overdo it. I overdid it. Initially, I had so much fear that I couldn't do it. But then when I started learning about showing intent, I used to overdo it. And because of that, rejections were there. So that's the beginner level. Now for the intermediate level, you show intent more subtly, because at the intermediate level, you've probably spoken to a few girls. You probably don't have that fear that you're operating from within your head when you're talking to girls. Now, what is the fear that is within your head? When you're talking to women, if you're thinking, am I impressing her? Am I saying the right things? That means that you're within your head. And when you're within your head, these are the struggles that you have, which is showing over intent or not even doing it. Now, when you're intermediate, you don't have those thoughts. वो सारी चीजें नहीं आ रही आपके दिमाग में when you're talking to the girls, because what is happening right now is you're more focused on subtlety. You're more focused on the non-verbal communication than the verbal bit of showing intent. And what is non-verbal is how you're looking into her eyes. Is it a man-to-woman conversation that you're making? Is your vibe good enough? So verbal way of showing intent is all good, but there's a non-verbal way which you learn at an intermediate level, because at this point you don't have those thoughts. You're not having a fear that am I saying the right things? Am I impressing her? And then comes the advanced stage. Now at the advanced stage, this is where you create a situation where the other person initiates or chases you. And that is the stage that you guys want to reach, because that is the reality of learning all of this. Guys, you need to understand that if you're learning all of this, you're already on the top 1%, because not 99% of the guys don't know about this. They're not aware about this. They're not aware this is the thing that can be learned. So you're already in the top 1%, but you want to reach in the top 0.01% and you want to reach the advanced stage. And let me tell you, that's a reality I live by every day. So that is all good for showing interest the right way. But there are certain belief patterns that I've noticed, which are, certain belief patterns that are good to have if you want to show romantic interest to a girl. और ये सारे मैंने अपने clients को analyze करके और मैंने अपनी journey को analyze करके I've noticed these common beliefs that everyone has who's good with women. And these beliefs sort of help you show intent the right way. So what are these beliefs? So the first thing is you need to believe that you're deserving. Because if you don't believe that you're deserving, if you think that the girl is way above you, और अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि यार मैंने तो लाइफ में कुछ किया ही नहीं, I'm not doing anything. Maybe you're overweight and you're thinking that, hey man, I'm not even hitting the gym, I'm not doing anything, I'm just smoking weed, watching Netflix, and that's my life. Then you need to understand that you don't believe that you're deserving. तो इंटेंट राइट वे में आप कभी दिखा ही नहीं पाओगे लड़की को, क्योंकि आपके अंदर सेल्फ बिलीफ नहीं है. तो सेल्फ बिलीफ बनाने के लिए यू नीड टू डाइव डीप इनटू योरसेल्फ. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ योर लाइफ यू आर लैकिंग बिहाइंड, whether it's finances, whether it's health, fitness, nutrition, knowledge, जो भी aspects हैं उन aspects पे काम करना शुरू करो. Second thing is you need to ignore social myths. Now this is the only way to learn this is you need to ignore all social myths, because society आपको ये बताती रहेगी कि you need to have money, you need to have good looks, you need to be a certain kind of way before you can attract any girl. Now you need to understand, if you believe in the societal way, the societal conditioning, you're going to turn 30, 40 and you're going to be like, hey, my parents are selecting the wife for me, it's not happening because compatibility nahi hai, I have no experience. All these women that I like, they don't like me back. And that is what happened, once you believe in the social myths. Because I've seen this happening over and over again. Maybe if you're dealing with this, I would suggest that you book a call. I'll add a call link in the pinned comment. You can talk to some of our relationship experts, or sometimes it's me taking the call. So you can book a call, we can talk about it and we can see how we can come over this. But you need to understand social myths se tumhe dur rehna padega. Alright? Be far from social myths and you need to see what is helping you in dating. Is any belief helping you in dating or not? Whatever is not helping you in dating, you need to drop that then and there. Uske baad aa jata hai live abundantly. Like you cannot have this shallow thinking that, oh, I'm going to lose the girl, she's so precious. No, you need to live abundantly. Live in abundance to actually have that mindset. I was talking to this guy the other day and he was like, hey man, I'm talking to this girl, very beautiful girl, but वो मैरिड है, लेकिन उसने अपने हस्बैंड को 3 बारी कॉन्वर्जेशन में शी डिडंट मेंशन, सो मे बी शी लाइक्स मी. नाउ व्हाई इज दैट हैपनिंग? दैट इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज ऑफ अ स्केर्स माइंडसेट, बिकॉज ही इज ओनली टॉकिंग टू दैट वन पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. उसकी वजह से ही इज थिंकिंग दैट ओके मे बी शी इज इंटरेस्टेड इन मी, शी कैन बी इंटरेस्टेड इन हिम, आई डोंट नो. बट I would say, why even go there? You need to have an abundant mindset. Why have problems in your life? So abundant mindset kaise aayega? When you actually start talking to a lot of women, when you actually have a skill where you can get more women into your life, whether it's through online dating, whether it's through cold approach, whether it's through building massive social circles, you can do anything. All of this is a medium, but you need to have that abundance. And more than that abundance, you need to have that abundance mindset. So once you have that abundance mindset, you also need to avoid scarcity thinking. Scarcity thinking is basically selling yourself short, right? If you have a thinking that, oh, maybe I'm turning 35, I cannot find a woman, and that's scarcity thinking is real, guys. I talk to all my clients, they tell me that, hey man, before joining the program, I never thought this would be possible. One of my clients I was talking to, his only regret was that he's joined the program too late. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, next year I got to get married.
The only regret that I had, I didn't start sooner. मैं 26 की उम्र में start नहीं किया. That is the only regret that I have. I should have started sooner, yeah. 32 की उम्र में होके ये सब चीज सीख रहा हूँ और next year शादी करनी है. This is the regret कि मैं उसको पूरी तरीके से सीख नहीं पाऊंगा. सीख भी जाऊंगा तो उसको यूज नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
So you need to avoid that scarcity thinking, और वो scarcity thinking comes with age also, because आपकी जैसी age बढ़ती रहेगी, dating pool थोड़ा बहुत shrink होते रहेगा. Dating pool shrink होगा, you will have that mindset that maybe I'll not find the best partner, maybe I don't have the skill set, maybe I don't have the experience, and that increases the scarcity thinking, that increases the anxiety. So you need to let it go, and to let it go you need to learn the skills, because unless and until you get the result, you will not be able to let the scarcity thinking go. Now, once you let the scarcity thinking go and you actually want to learn the skill, I'd like to help you over there, because I want you to watch this video which teaches you how women want you to talk to them, how they want you to flirt with them, and it's going to be a little bit more advanced than this. So if you're ready to actually learn about this, click over here and it'll take you there.